The Space Debunk Challenge, starring ScimanDan, Dave Mckeegan, and Jeranism. I say starring ScimanDan and Dave Mckeegan. Dave Mckeegan ran away. Flat out ran away from the Space Debunk Challenge, which is strange considering he's supposed to be a debunker, a defender of space. Yet when the Space Debunk Challenge came up, he ran away. And so did ScimanDan, another so-called debunker, defender of space. He ran away from the Space Debunk Challenge. It's probably just as well he did, because one of Dan's heroes, someone he's going to cite in a minute, is actually part of the Space Debunk Challenge, and they're going to mug Dan off and make him look rather silly. So it's probably just as well he did run away from the Space Debunk Challenge. But one person, bizarrely enough, stood up and said, I'm up for the Space Debunk Challenge. I want to debunk Leo. And bizarrely enough, that person was Jeranism. So Jeran, we're going to entertain in a minute, as he attempts to take on just one of the videos of the Space Debunk Challenge. But first, let's see Dan.
I was reading about how SpaceX have launched a rescue mission for the 2 astronauts stuck in space. A place which Level Earth Observer, of course, does not believe in.
Should we check in with one of the stranded astronauts Dan's talking about? Yeah, why not?
Awesome. And obviously I do want to ask...
You guessed it. One of the astronauts Dan's talking about, Butch Wilmore, supposedly stranded on the ISS. Butch is part of the Space Debunk Challenge, the very challenge ScimanDan and Dave Mckeegan have run away from. And there's a good reason for that. Look.
The spacecraft that brought you up to the International Space Station was manufactured by Boeing. Do you have any suggestions for them for next time?
Boing.
Sure, we
Boing.
have a lot of suggestions. And we'll share all of those, and they've made some great strides and wonderful positive impacts on the human spaceflight. And
No, it all makes for a fantastic story until you apply a bit of common sense and logic. And you can see that Butch is supposed to be in a weightless environment. The moment he jumps up, he should keep going until some sort of force, whether it be his head planting into the roof of the space station or his arm bracing and stopping him from doing that. But Butch is not having those dilemmas whatsoever. He's just bouncing up and down in an impossible way if he was on the space station. Remember, ScimanDan cited this story as, I don't know why, as some sort of something. And you entertain the stranded astronaut. It's just bouncing sci-fi for the silly people. Now, the one person that did man up and said, do you know what? I'm going to have a go, is Jeran. Let's see how Jeran got on. So Jeran spent just over an hour on his live the other day trying to debunk this clip. I've compressed it down into a short sort of highlights, if you like. I'm not going to come in much, but I will come in at one point just to highlight something that's relevant, the direction it goes with what relates to what Jeran's saying. But other than that, I'm going to keep the flow of the video and I'll come in at the end kind of thing, okay? So I'll let Jeran take it away.
Level Earth Observer says it's about an official NASA clip that can't be explained by any Glober. Dave Mckeegan doesn't want to know. You up for the challenge? Sure. So you have a NASA clip that can't be explained? I'll take it. I'll look onto it. Because, yeah, I'll agree with you. I have no idea what would be causing him to come back down like that. That actually looks like he's on the moon or something like that, right? And I think that all these things have answers now. So I don't think that it's anything to be afraid of. It's just we'll find the answer. So I will get back to you, Leo. I will look into other things that these astronauts do and figure out why that would be the case. Because I agree. He goes up here, and it is like he's on some sort of trampoline. He can't be attached to the bar. I've seen those bars. They're maybe 6 inches off the ground at the most. I wonder if we can find a video with those on there so we can see. Yeah, I'd have to get back to you because I'll have to watch more tape to see. Yeah, he's way off the ground there. doesn't look to be holding the ground there. Watch how high he gets here. He just leapt from the ground. You're thinking that he still has his foot attached to the ground. How would that be possible? Watch where his knees are right here, and then watch where they end up. Way below this bottom line. Jaron, you know about the foot handholds on the ISS in every surface, right? I do. Yes, that's what I've said. I pointed out that we're...
Obviously, this is Jeran reacting to the chat now, and you're going to hear a common theme here as the Globers in Jeran's chat get quite desperate at the fact that Jeran's struggling to dissect this or debunk it in any shape or form. And this is obviously what Jeran's responding to. We can't see the chat on the screen, unfortunately.
And I pointed out that it would be impossible for him to be attached to it. So why don't you get? He's pulling back down on the foothold with the top of his feet. Guys, do you not see how far away he gets from the ground? How can he be pulling on the foothold with the top of his feet? This scares me a little bit when I see globe earthers start acting like this. It's like, let's just get to the real answer rather than just make things up. Why are you making that up? Let's see. Jaron, this is why the chat matters. They have blue bars on it. Fuck. This is why I don't look at the chat, Kevin. You don't think I fucking know that? You just keep repeating the same thing. We all know he has footholds. Leo said it. I said it. Everybody in the chat saying it. And here you are. Just keep repeating yourself. Jaron, this is why the chat matters, man. They have blue bars on every wall to help keep their hands and feet under to pull themselves towards whatever surface. Right, but he's going too far from the surface. He can't be on the ground and be doing jumps 2.5 feet in the sky. It's like, why is this so difficult for people? And why can't we just talk about it? Why can't we have a discussion? It's like you guys want to shut it down. Like, well, somebody's questioning space. Everything is real. Everything's the realest it's ever been. We don't have to answer anything. It's because he's keeping his feet there. I don't like that. Why don't we just answer the question? Why don't we get to the bottom of it? But I could not answer Leo's challenge. I don't know the answer to that. But I'm sure there is an answer. I'll get back to you. I was reading...
At least you tried, Jeran. You had a go live. You spent over an hour. And I actually heard glimpses of your old self there coming out, which was interesting. But fair play, you had a go. And that was only one of what is 5 clips. These 5 clips that I've got, obviously the one we've just seen, of course, prove that space is being faked to us. Which is not great. Not good for the kids, not good for the future generation. And of course, then we get to the physicality of the situation regarding the Earth. We put aside any opportunities of misinformation. We just stand to substance, what we can test and verify for ourselves. We quickly come to the conclusions that the globe Earth theory cannot be physically demonstrated by anyone. Certainly not backing the claims. How can something be physically true if it can't be physically demonstrated? It can't be, can it? Again, I have no bias, only to what is true. I don't care what the truth is. I'll stand by it. I'm not trying to sell any product or any idea or concept. I'm just simply a guy sharing his own flavour, highlighting the absurdity of space, the absurdity of what we're being told, highlighting these mainstream characters online that don't want to attempt to debunk the things they're supposed to be experts at because they know they won't be able to debunk it, as Jeran has just shown you. Jeran gets a thumbs up for me there. What I didn't put in the video was the interaction before it all calmed down, where Jeran was quite upset and emotional about me citing physical reality. He seemed to think that was a belief and got quite upset. And of course, physical reality isn't a belief. But when things calmed down and we started talking, which is how it should be done, we made some progress. And like I said, I almost heard glimpses of the old Jeran in there. But he couldn't debunk it. I knew he couldn't because there is no answer. And even if someone was to come up with some bizarre answer, I've got other footage that was going to destroy anything they've said that cross-references the bouncing sci-fi clip. Literally, these 5 clips I've got are just ridiculously damning. No one will go anywhere near it. No one can touch it. No one can come up with a logical explanation. It's because they do fake space. If that troubles you, that's nothing to do with me. That's an emotional reaction to do with you, okay? If you can't see what I'm saying and highlighting, and you can't refute me, but yet you're still having emotional responses towards me, you need to look a little bit closer to home. Have a good one, everyone.